Okay, so let's just jump right in. We've all heard it, right? To get truly wealthy, you need multiple streams of income. One job, one paycheck, it's just not going to cut it anymore. It's solid advice, but it always leaves you with one giant question.
Yeah. How? How do you actually do that? Do you need to go out and learn 7 completely different jobs? Like be a coder from 9 to 5, a graphic designer at night, and then somehow flip houses on the weekend? It sounds totally overwhelming, and nobody ever actually explains the how.
Well, here's the big idea we're going to break down. The real secret to building all those income streams isn't about juggling a bunch of different skills at all. In fact, it's pretty much the exact opposite.
The answer is 1. Just one single skill. The whole strategy, the whole path, is about going deep, super deep on one thing, and making it your mission to become one of the best at it. I know, it sounds kind of backward, right? So let's see how this actually works in the real world. Meet Raj Shamani. By the time he was just 24, he had built 7, not 1, not 2, but 7 different income streams. And get this, he did it all by following that one skill principle. His story is basically the perfect blueprint.
So this all started with a really simple but incredibly powerful piece of advice from his dad. Raj asked him, "How do I become valuable?" And his dad didn't give him a long list of things to do. He just said this: pick one thing, just one, and become the absolute best you can be at it.
So Raj did his homework. He didn't just pick a random passion. He looked ahead and tried to figure out what skill would be massively in demand, something that most people didn't really get yet. And he landed on social media marketing. You know, the art of building a brand and selling things online. That became his one skill.
Okay, so he's got the skill, but knowledge doesn't pay the bills, right? How do you actually turn it into money? This is where the story gets really good, and it all starts with him trying to land his very first client.
He went to a guy he knew at a local Jaguar Land Rover dealership and offered up his marketing services. And their first reaction? Get lost. What are you talking about? I mean, you can't blame them. He was just a kid. But Raj wasn't selling some vague dream. He had a specific solution for a very real problem they were facing.
See, their problem was they had a tight budget, but they needed to advertise the new dealership across the whole city. So Raj comes in with this crazy bold offer. He says, I can get you the results you want for half, literally half of what you're spending now, just by using targeted social media ads. He wasn't just offering a service, he was offering to save them a ton of cash.
And you know what? It worked. He proved his skill had real-world value, saved them money, and in the process, he earned his very first consulting paycheck, 25,000 rupees. And boom, income stream number 1 was officially live. It just goes to show you, the first step is proving you can solve a problem for someone who's willing to pay for it.
So you go from 1 income to 7. How does that happen? This is where it gets really smart. Because once that first stream was flowing, the other 6 didn't come from learning new skills. No, they came from finding clever new ways to leverage the same skill. You can think of it like a leverage ladder. Let's walk up this ladder real quick. He started with one-on-one consulting. Once he had proof that worked, he scaled up to public speaking, which let him share his knowledge with many people at once. All that speaking built him an audience, which opened the door to the next rung, brand deals. After that, it was a super easy jump to affiliate marketing because he already had an audience that trusted him. Then he took all that knowledge and packaged it into products he could sell over and over, like online courses and eventually a book. And the final step, he systemized the whole thing into an agency that could deliver his core skill for him. You see, same skill, just repackaged in bigger and smarter ways.
But here's the part that most people miss. It was an insane amount of work. To build his reputation for public speaking, that second income stream, he gave his first 100 speeches for free. 100. He would just call up colleges and events and say, hey, I'll speak for you. You don't have to pay me anything. That's the grind. That's what it takes to build that expertise. And all that free work, it started to pay off big time. The more he spoke, the bigger his social media following got. And once he crossed around 150,000 followers, a whole new door opened. Brands started calling him, offering to pay him to talk about their stuff. And just like that, income stream number 3 was born, directly out of the audience he built with streams 1 and 2.
So Raj's story is amazing, but this isn't just about him or social media. This is a universal model. The real takeaway here is figuring out how you can apply this same ladder, the same way of thinking, to whatever it is that you're passionate about.
It seriously doesn't matter what your one skill is.
Are you amazing at coding, an expert in personal finance? Maybe you're a fantastic storyteller, or a photographer, or a musician. Any one of these can be your foundation. You can start by consulting, then give talks at conferences, which leads to brand deals for gear, then you create a course. You see, the path is exactly the same.
It all just comes back to that simple advice from his dad. Pick one thing and pour everything you have into becoming the best at it. Stop spreading yourself thin trying to be decent at 10 things. The real value, the kind you can package in 7 different ways, comes from being amazing at one thing.
And look, I know become the best can sound super intimidating, but think about it this way. If you were to dedicate just one single day, 24 hours, of pure, deep, focused learning on any topic, by the end of that day, you would probably know more about it than 95% of your friends. That's where it starts. Mastery doesn't begin with 10 years of practice, it begins with the first day of serious focus.
So that leaves just one final question for you. This whole path to multiple incomes, it starts with a single decision. You've got the next 24 hours. What are you going to choose to master?